Okay, self video. Now, this is how to raise funds if you have a an app idea or a startup idea. This is how to raise money. The only problem I think I have is that I'm the only person working today. The media thing, nobody's there. So, and I will not edit this video. I'll post it the way it is. So it's going to be very long. There might be so many up and down, but at the end of the whole day, I'll just be teaching you and telling you what I've learned so far about raising funds as a startup founder and also how to go about it. Okay. First one, why do you even need to raise funds? I think it's really very important. We start with that one because sometimes people really think they need money to do any little app, even something that they can do on their side time project. They just feel like, oh, I need money to do it. I don't want to start carrying money from people, right? Because they're taking money from these people, and these people giving you this money, they're not giving it to you for fun. Except maybe it's an open source project and people are like donating money because they like what you do. But if you're getting money from people and you're actually approaching like investors, venture capital, close friends or family, if you're telling them this as an app, they're not just seeing themselves funding your dream because it's very, very painful to say, but nobody really wants to fund anybody's dream except it's their child, except it's their maybe someone they're related to, or simply just someone they genuinely like. Because sometimes you could just like someone and they're building an app and you just want to donate money to them. But most of the time, if you're approaching people, it's not just these people giving you money to do your project, it's them seeing it as a business. So, because of this, you have to think about it as something that also benefits this person. So if it's something that will benefit them, it means that app you're building has a business value. It has something of substantial, something of substance, right? That people would want to pay for it. And so whoever is giving you money would also regain back their money in multiple folds. Right, I'm saying this because when people keep asking people to help one app they want to build, they don't approach these people as this is what it will benefit you. And that is why it's hard. That is where I was getting it wrong. That is where other people are getting it wrong because they feel like, oh, let me tell him about this app I want to build. But it's none of his business. It has to be something that will benefit him. Good. So, is it necessary? The answer being answered in, does it have financial value to both the investor? Oh my God, this thing is not covering me well. See? The light itself. Okay. To both the investor, which is the person giving you the money, and to anybody that wants to raise money for you. Okay, two. Now, once you've established there is a business value, the next thing to now do is to now ask. Let me see if it's recording. Sometimes you're making this kind of video and it's not recording. Ah, okay. Thank God. I would have had like panic attack if it's not recording. Okay. The second one, once you've established it is of business value, what you want to now ask yourself next is, what money, how much am I asking for, and what am I going to be using this money for? Right? I say this because I raised over $200,000 of recent. Right? If anybody told me that people would carry up to $200,000 and give me, so people are raising millions of dollars, so it's not like a big deal. Right? But I'm saying, like, if anybody ever told me that I would be a point, people would trust me so much as to the tune of $200,000 that it's that easy to an extent, I would have not believed it. Because I used to feel like, what would you tell people that will make them like want to invest into this thing, right? But when I became curious, also, I was now seeing the Paystack team, the so many startup founders in Nigeria. These big apps you're seeing, these fintech apps, these tech bros, most of them don't use their money to fund this thing. They're able to convince certain level of investors to trust them so much with their money, because the second one, since the app first one has business value, the second one is what are you using the money for? So this is why you often see them call a tech bro a scam, because this is the stage you now start talking about what you would use the money for. So what you would use the money for should be you thinking clearly, right? So for me now, it's for operational run. Operational run means, this is making noise. Operational run means I'm going to be running this for a specific number of time, right? I'm going to be running this for a specific number of time. Now, this money you're giving me would take me like to that extent that as I'm running this business, I don't have to be bothered with other things. Maybe the business has not started giving me money yet. So this money is going to be enough for me to run. Oh, this is annoying me. I need a new AC. I'm in Abuja, please. Anybody that can get me an inverter AC, zero noise, I'll appreciate it. This one, I think, has been disturbing me. Even the LG I got is something and the other product, but that's by the way. Now, when you bring this properly down, documented down, it means as investors are giving you this money, you're spending X amount of money. It may be paying for staff salaries, because a product that is usually paid for, right, would usually have a customer support. So why? There could be lots of things. If it's a fintech app, transactions could go wrong. There might be things that need manual intervention of a human being. Now, this is no longer like your pet's open source project. This is no longer like a simple, this is not something that people are paying money for. So in return, they are also expecting value. So because they're paying for it, you would want a dedicated team to be running the operations of things. If it's an app, you want a team of developers that will keep making it better and better for the end user. If it's something that will require the person pay and might have issues, they should be able to create tickets. There should be people whose job will be to resolve this ticket fast. Because people will not want to pay money for your app and you're not giving them, like, whenever you feel like you pop up and you reply, no. They'll call you scam, you'll have issues. So you need people who will be there to always resolve this issue all the time, right? And then you still have like other operational costs too, like things like payment of the server if it's something that requires like a VM on its own, like a VPS or cloud, payment of general employee salaries. Even you yourself, you have to devote your whole time into this. You no longer have to work anymore, because this is a product that has substantial value, that has business value. You want to put your mind, your attention into this project. So because you want to put your mind and your attention into this project, it now also means that you will stop working, you stop doing freelance, right? So you calculate both your salary, the salary of every other employee, the salary of everybody. That's for operational salary. Now, you're not going to also phantom into marketing. Marketing is things like how much would it take to market the app, promote the app, get billboard, sign influencers, run Facebook, Instagram ads. What would it take you? Including even employing on-field agents. If it's a product like when Child Deck came in, they had to approach restaurants. Are you a restaurant owner? Okay, there's an app called Child Deck. Customers can actually like order for food wherever they are. They pick it up from here, they deliver it to them. You need on-field agents. So you don't have the money as a software developer, but this is a solution that building this app would actually be of monetary value. So what do? That's when you now like put in all these things down: operational salaries, marketing, operational fee, marketing, operational budget, or payment, or budget. I think budget is the right word, because you would always have a budget for marketing every month. All these plenty things are called your operational running costs. You now phantom how much it will take you, right? This could be like maybe a year run. So that's why it takes so much money. We hear someone say, I'm trying to raise $1 million, I'm trying to raise $500. It's calculating the money for marketing, for paying of employment salary, for paying of savers. You will still calculate, if we now have 3,000 customers by the second quarter of the year, we'll now increase our VMs, we'll now increase our staff. There are a lot of if and else, right? And now, after you have put your operational cost, the one that follows next is to now put in your estimated return on investment. Like, for instance, we're expecting and estimating, hold on 1 minute. This thing might be a bit, what is it called again? No, this might be a bit noisy now because I just added fan. The AC doesn't even run well anymore. Oh, I need a good inverter. Now, I feel the wind might be disturbing this thing. And I'm sweating, but I mean, who cares if I'm sweating? The topic is hot. Okay, so where were we? Expected return on investment. So investors also want to know, this is your app you're building. In the next 3 months, how much do you think it will be generating? In the next 6 months, how much do you think it will be generating? In the next 9 months, in the next 12 months? Like, they want to know what you're expecting. You could say, from now to the next 6 months, 9 months, we will not be expecting money. But maybe after a year, we're hoping we'll have like 1,000 users. They'll be paying a monthly subscription of like $20. So this will be the pro members. Considering the amount of features I think I would want to add to the app that people would love, maybe I will not add them immediately. Maybe I will just come straight into the market to the banger, whatever my strategy is. But from this part of the time, we should start having lots of customers flipping, and this is also when you will now also see in returns. Now, this is a very delicate part because this is where people start saying we are being scammed. If the founder doesn't do it well and he gives them a wrong estimate, there's a guy, I'm not editing this video, I would have added it. There's a guy that they were recently calling a scam because he gathered money from investors. He gave them an expected, return on investment time frame, that this is when you start seeing profits. Only for him to start telling them stories that the business is not going very well, started showing them the amount of money he has spent implementing it, that he did not wrong with their money, he did not steal their money. But these people are feeling scammed because they feel like you were not bankable. They couldn't trust what you said. Some of them invested this with a time exit, that when I put in my money here, I start seeing returns from you, and my exits, we'll talk about that one later. I want to be making topics. If you want me to making topics like this, just say keep making topics like this in the comment section, because a company in OUI Capital, OUI, they invested $150,000 in Money Points and they exited. That means they left Money Points with $8 million. Imagine you carry 150,000 now, put on for business, come out $8 million. Do you know the return on investment? That's more than $150,000 times 10 is 15 million. Okay, 15 million divided by 5. Okay, let's say times 5. $150,000 times 5 is going to be around, if I'm not, it's not 7.5, right? It should be around 7.5. Yeah, correct, 7.5. So they made over times 5 of their investment. They put 150 and they had up to, what am I even saying? Please hold on. 150 times 10 is $1.5 million. 150 times 20. Oh my God. That's almost X. That's almost, what's it called again? That's almost 50X. So I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I don't make mistake. I calculate maths a lot, but let me just don't make mistake because I'm making a video. So let's say $150,000, right? Or let's just do $8 million. So $8 million, which is what OUI, the capital that invested in Money Point, they invested $150,000. They exited at $8 million. So $8 million divided by 150,000. 53.3. 53.3. So basically, they made over 50x. You see, right? So some people are not looking at investing in your company for too long. I know you love your tech idea, and this your app idea is so nice, but investors are sometimes seeing it like they want to invest in you as you're doing your thing, you're getting traction, they're really happy, they're rooting for you, but they want to exit so that they can go and fund another tech bro, another tech startup. Right. So if you don't do your expected return on investment calculation correctly, it means you will spoil their plan. So this means now you're spoiling their plan, you're not a scam. Because they're not, oh, you said this is it. They'll not start looking into your activity. If you're somebody who you had said you would spend so and so money in operational costs, maybe this amount in marketing, or like you said you're going to spend money like this and you do not spend it the way you say you will spend it, that's when you're a fraud. Now yes, this will be involved. So now so and so tech bro, the company is liquidating, investors is taking them to court, they feel like the founder is a scam because now they're not auditing the account. And I noticed that you were paying yourself $10,000. It's not bad. Short time, I'm paying myself $10,000. My developers, nobody earns less than $1,000. We know what we're building. I want the best developers on board. I hope sometime in future, this is my engineers now, I will start paying them as much as $20,000 a month. They pay Google developers very well, right? But the problem is, if I don't make my estimations on investors properly, I'm not managing the company properly as a good CEO. That means I will not be able to make good returns for investors. That's when investors will now start looking for what they will hold hand. Maybe you were paying yourself so much. Maybe you entered the business class to the US. You said you were trying to do a conference, more awareness. You were trying to, you were trying to get more investors, or you were trying to reach more deals. You now entered business class to Qatar. That in fact, you did not go there to do business deals. You were just using their money to live your lavish lifestyle. And right now, you have defrauded them, and your expected revenue time frame is not what you said it is. That is when you start putting eyes. Because if the company is going well, who wants to start checkmating you? Who wants to start telling you you're a fraud? Let's go through the account. So that is the most crucial part, expected return on investment. So for me, I have a template, right? It's not special. You can just use mine and modify it. But this template is called an investor's proposal, which I also see most founders don't have. Someone comes up and says, "Sam, I'm trying to raise money." And I say, "Okay, let me see your investment proposal." It's like a document that states the first thing I just told you about, what the product is, followed by the business model. Because like I said, this person wants to know, does this thing I wish I could edit this video. I'm very busy now with work. I wish I could edit it. I would have that where I will show you my own investment proposal, the one I used to raise $200,000. I'm even expecting more, because I want to raise up to $1 million, and I will do it because when you write it properly and you network properly, it's not hard. You just have to know what you're doing. So that's why people who even really have like the best app ideas are always wondering, oh, why can't I get these investors? Where are they? And the ones that even sometimes gather money just know how to raise the money, but maybe they don't really have intentions of building the app, or they did not plan their expected, return on investment properly. So that's what it now looks like they're exiting, because some investors do force exits. Force exit means they're going by force. They don't want to stay again. So they want to get the money they invested in anyway. This could be them confiscating and selling off company assets. Like a company is telling you we're going to be winding up soon. Investors are now trying to sell out all the computers, everything they bought to start the app. Yes, because it's not just about the tech thing. It's not just about the server. Sometimes they get real office space, buy real office computer, set up inverters, set up air conditions, set up budget for marketing, and they'll just see, withdraw some money from marketing, withdraw some money that has been put into the wallet that they used to pay employee salary, sell some of the company appliances, and not doing it again. If you don't, see you in court, people are defrauding me. Why? Because he just wants to carelessly exit. That's also why an investment agreement is good. There's a law firm in Abuja, it's the number one. You're a tech bro, it's the number one. There is nobody else, no other law firm in Abuja here that will beat Kasarachi law firm. I don't really know if they're in to carry like lots of tech founders, in the sense that they might be over, they might have gotten to their limits. I want to say they might have been overreached on their limit, because they don't really take much law firm. They don't take much startups. They take just few. Because an investment contract is a document you give to these investors, right? And these investors will not sign. So they cannot just wake up one day and start acting all mad. I'm really sorry to say this, but that's what happens, right? Sometimes they raise money for an app. Some of these people who raise this money, they don't have substantial source of livelihood, meaning money just got into their account. Boom. Now they're now looking for where to invest it. And somebody invested it in this startup idea. And now, because the money is not something that is substantial, now they are not out of funds. So they're now looking at everywhere they've put money, they're selling their properties. And now you know that they've invested so and so money in. They now feel like maybe you're not doing so much, or maybe even if your app is even progressing slowly, they might just want to sell off their shares, right? But if the app is not doing so well and they cannot sell off their shares, they're now trying to do forced exits. So somebody like Kasarachi would write a very good agreement for you that protects you from this things. Because being a software engineer, writing codes, planning schematics, microservice systems is different from being a tech founder. When I said I had gone for 1 year to study what it takes to be a tech founder, I wish I could be making more episodes like this, because I learned so many things behind the background that I would need more and more videos to keep showing people how to do it, how to see this whole software thing as a business, right? Oh my God, this thing is too hot. Okay, the next episode, whenever I make it, I don't know when I would make it, because I want to go back to work. But whenever I come back here, the next video I want to be making will be teaching you how to get your investors, how to actually approach them. It's not just meeting a random person. Hello, sir, can I tell you? Or just meet somebody at the bar. They will think you're a fraud, I swear. They will think you're a scammer. One tech bro guy is telling me that if I can put money in his app, and say, okay, so what's the name of the app? They say maybe they just like they might not take you serious. There's how to go about these things. Like when I rose 200, that was how I did it. And now I'm getting close to 1 million. That is how I'm doing it. There's still more things I'll be learning. Like I feel like it's a learning process for me. I've not all known it.